Welcome to the SFCN Channel 17 coverage of tonight's Spanish Fork Dons versus Timpview Thunderbirds game. Tonight's game is brought to you by these sponsors. We want to thank them, MVP Sports and the Car Guys. It is a fantastic night for basketball. The Dons have had a week off, and tonight we'll take on the Timpview team, who surprisingly, Chris Hurst, I have to introduce you. I'm Alan Huff, by the way. Nevertheless, Timpview lost 2 games last week. Really close games, one of which was a big-time heartbreaker to Provo.
Yeah, they lost on a last-second three-point shot, dagger to the heart. And then also they lost to Spanish Fork's own Maple Mountain in overtime by 2, and that puts them at 1-2 in region. Spanish Fork comes in with a record of 3-0 in region, 7-7. 7 wins, 7 losses overall, but they really have control of this region, especially if they're able to take care of business this week, where they play both Timpview and Maple Mountain. And if they beat Maple Mountain on Friday, it's a lot of ifs, I know, but they will have a 2-game lead in region with Springville coming up.
And that would most definitely mean Spanish Fork would have to win this one tonight. But, you know, the way the region's going, Chris, there's no such thing as a safe game in this region. Every game is tight.
Yeah, this region is full of parity this season. All the games have been rather close for the most part. On any given night, anybody can beat anybody, with maybe the exception of Springville, who's struggling, but the other 6 teams are fairly even.
Yeah, it looks like Springville, they really have had a hard time, but they've been in a lot of close games. There's been a few blowouts as well. But nevertheless, this Spanish Fork team had such a difficult time closing out games in preseason. Now we're in region play, and they're closing those close ones out, although they're only plus 17 in 3 games, which means there's a lot of close ones.
Yeah, they've won a couple by 4, but to that point, Maple Mountain's only plus 10. They've scored 220 points in region and have given up 210, and they have a 3-1 record. So all the games have been rather close. Comes down to making one extra play, and that's probably what tonight's ball game will come down to as well.
Teams have been announced, and we're getting set to turn the lights back on here at Spanish Fork High School. Once again, we want to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring tonight's Instant League play. 872 North Main in Spanish Fork, 794-0077. You can visit them online at thecarguysut.com. Also, MVP Sports sponsoring tonight's MVP of the game, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork, 798-3587. And you can visit MVP online at mvpsportsutah.com. There's a tip in the air, and the Dons give it up to the T-Birds. First, Gavin Baxter won that tip.
Gavin Baxter is also the leading scorer for Timpview, coming in with 14.5 points a game.
Playing as a big man, but he's going to have a challenge. The Dons get a turnover and can't convert on the other end. The ball knocked out of bounds. Oh, they're giving it back to Spanish Fork. But Baxter is their big man, and you're going to see him a lot underneath. Hook shot there by
Schofield missed.
Schofield missed, yeah. And a whistle and a foul underneath against the Dons. That looks like Schofield might be picking up an early one. Or no, it's actually on Anderson.
Yeah, Hunter Schofield, fortunate there he didn't pick up the foul. He's been in a lot of early foul trouble, and that adversely affects the Dons when that happens.
Dons with their typical starting 5 on the floor. That includes Taylor Anderson, Benson Reese, Parker Bowman, Connor Anderson, and Hunter Schofield, and there's a bucket. That shot, A.J. Bollinger knocks it down. And it's a 2-0 lead early for Timpview, showing some press early. Britton Covey out on Benson Reese.
A great job by Reese breaking the pressure that time.
Starters for Timpview, Britton Covey, Samson Nakua, and Schofield underneath with the right hand. Samson Nakua, Levi Wilson, Gavin Baxter, and A.J. Bollinger. Nakua outside, goes left to Covey. He's looking low. Dons have Connor Anderson on Baxter underneath. They go to Baxter.
Yep. Both teams playing man so far. Spanish has struggled with the man defense. And
Bump and a foul by Schofield will send Bollinger to the line. So Schofield has picked up his first 2 team fouls early for the Dons. 2 shots for Bollinger. Nice and easy on the first one. He'll get 1 more. Timpview is slated to be one of the top 2 teams in the region, along with Maple Mountain. Was a prediction early on. Both shots go for Bollinger.
But make no mistake about it, this region's probably going to be a dogfight all season long.
Yeah, I haven't at all expected yet to see a team just break free, but Spanish Fort can definitely gain some more breathing room with the win tonight.
And who would have thought Timpview would start 1-3 if the Dons do win?
That's right. Turnaround by Schofield. They're going to have a problem with him. Timpview is not playing as the biggest team out there. They've got a 6'6" guy, and then they go 6'3" as their next. And you've got to be kidding me. This Gavin Baxter can shoot it from anywhere. He launches a long 3 at 6'7", or 6'6", excuse me. Has it in the right corner. Couple left-hand dribbles. Shot up, no good. Rebound Spanish Fort. And here they come. Taylor Anderson. Anderson to the top paint. Work it over. 3 ball by Benson Reese off the rim, and a rebound to Timpview. Nakua. Going the left side. Levi Wilson. The shot good.
Yeah, both teams looking to push the ball. This should be a high-scoring affair.
Dons kick it out. 3 ball on the way and good. The bucket by Parker Bowman. And that's the first 3-pointer of the game as the Dons take the lead for the first time tonight.
That's a 4th 3-pointer on the season. I was expecting Bowman to hit a few more, but maybe he'll get going.
Underneath, Gavin Baxter.
And he throws it down. How nice would it be to be 6'7" in life?
Yeah, think about it every day. Bump and a foul. The first foul committed by Timpview will go against Levi Wilson.
Yeah, both teams doing a pretty good job of controlling the tempo here and getting great shots. Very few turnovers tonight so far, where quite a few of the games we see the ball turned over back and forth.
Yeah. 8-7 score. Anderson underneath. Jason Money, who just checked in. He scores. He's on the board. He came in for Connor Anderson.
Jason Money's a little undersized at the forward position, but very athletic kid.
I think both of these teams are willing to take a few shots tonight. We're seeing a lot of offense early. Anderson shovels one up, misses. Rebound, Wilson to Covey. Covey on the break, he's quick. Puts one up and misses. Rebound, it's on the floor. Nakua back out to Wilson. Wilson, shot up, right hand, no. And the Dons just can't get a defensive rebound this time.
Yeah, they need to get a little better position earlier on the shot.
Dons get one there after the Baxter miss.
One thing's for sure, at this pace, you'll be a little tired after this game, Alan.
Yeah. Expect it to slow up here a little bit. Once in a while, maybe. Oh, ball thrown away. Turnover by Spanish Fort.
I got them down as that being their first turnover of the game here.
Over 4 minutes in, 1 turnover for each team.
That's pretty impressive for high school basketball or any level, 4
Yeah.
minutes into it.
And as much action as there been as Covey knocks down the shot. As quick as the ball's been moving around, pretty good control early on. Reese out front, trying to find Money, he does. Schofield, couple left-hand dribbles. He's got number 32, Devin Kafusi on him now, and Kafusi stands at 6'7". So Timpview going a little bigger now.
Yeah, they have the option of playing a lot of bigger guys, and Kafusi's very athletic.
Foul against Timpview. 2 shots for Hunter Schofield.
Are they going to get this time? Is it Nakua or is it going to be Kafusi?
Looks like they're going to give it to Nakua. So both teams with 2 team fouls here early. Way short on the free throw is Schofield.
That's been one of the strengths in region play for Spanish Fork has been their free throw shooting. They've been shooting a high percentage.
Most definitely. 1 of 2 for Schofield. They're tied up at 10. Covey, Baxter, Nakua, left side Wilson. Back to Covey. Wilson, back, 3 ball, way deep. And the Dons not in position to catch that air ball. They were waiting for it to come off the rim. They couldn't get it. Covey misses. And nobody can get a rebound. And that was Kafusi with the bucket.
Kafusi taps it in.
Schofield misses. And a foul against Jason Money.
Jason's Money's first foul, and he's given up 3 or 4 inches to everybody down low, so he's having to scrap and battle to get rebounds down there.
Back into the game for the Dons, Connor Anderson.
Connor Anderson coming back in for Money, so the Dons have their starters on the floor once again.
Covey brings up the ball. It seems like every year Timpview has a kid with the last name of Covey on their team, and Kafusi for that matter.
Both pretty prominent names at Timpview High School. Football, basketball, you can bet that you're going to find a Covey or Kafusi somewhere. Nakua for 3, way deep. I've seen a couple of them. They're launching them.
Yeah, and they're not even close.
Reese for 3, no. Ball deep, rebound to Covey's on the fast break. Oh, what a block by Schofield. Nakua can't convert. Wilson goes in hard. He's fouled. He created some contact. Wow.
Yeah, great job by Schofield hustling down to get that block, as we'll see here on the Car Guys instant replay. But Spanish Fork not in a position to get the rebound. Nobody else hustled down. They just assumed Covey would make the layup, I guess.
Timeout on the floor. See if it's a full. We're going with 32nd. So again, we want to thank MVP Sports for sponsoring tonight's MVP of the game. MVP will provide you with convenience, easy silk screening services for t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you need. You can create your own custom design, or you can actually come and visit me personally and we can participate in helping you design it. 72 North Main, 798-3587.
I was going to say that last foul was huge for the Dons because that's Connor Anderson's second foul.
And he's still out there.
And Timpview's got a lot of size. I don't know if they'll be able to play Jason Money or not. And Jax Tobias, and I don't know if he has the athletic ability to keep up with Timpview.
I have a feeling there's a decent chance we'll be seeing a little bit of him tonight. First one by Wilson off. He'll get one more.
Yeah, Timpview's shots as of late have not even been close.
Spent a little time in the weight room, I guess.
Little strong.
1 of 2 for Wilson. Timpview with a 3-point lead at 13-10. Left side. Anderson swatted away, and Baxter, long arms, long player.
Yeah, his arms are nearly as long as
he is.
He is. Wow.
Substitution coming into the game.
Yeah, Timpview's going with his zone now. Spanish Fork's got to swing the ball, find open opportunities, because there will be some in the zone.
Seth Santiago, number 1, into the ball game. Schofield outside for three, misses. The Dons struggling from beyond the arc. Taking a lot of shots, not getting many to fall, just one so far.
Yeah, Schofield's been putting them up, and that's usually not his range. He's only made 2 of them throughout the season.
He's attempted 2 already tonight, and the bucket won't go for Timpview. Also into the game, Gabe Reed. And a reach-in foul before the shot.
Yeah, and Gabe Reed's capable of putting points up as he's the 3rd leading scorer for Timpview.
So, Benson Reese will inbound. Taylor Anderson, right side, kicks it back to Benson. Timpview going in his zone right now. Reese left side to Austin Tyre. Down underneath the bump and a foul by Kafusi on Schofield.
That'll be Kafusi's first foul.
That's one thing the Dons could use, getting some aggressive play underneath, try to get some fouls on the Timpview big man.
They might need Schofield to carry the load down there.
Argyle for a long three. Tanner Argyle just checked in. Didn't need to warm up. Knocks down his first shot. Big three, 35 on the clock. 13-all.
There'll be plenty of opportunities against this zone defense for 3-point shots. The Dons just need to convert them.
Covey left side, looking underneath. Goes to Reed. Reed one dribble. Shot up and in. Gabe Reed's on the board. Timpview scattering their scoring. 6 have scored so far in this game.
And they only have 15 points. That's pretty rare.
Yeah. Reese, 3 ball by Argyle. Ooh, rattles it out. And with 1 on the clock, they will not get a shot off. Timpview will go into the second quarter with a 15-13 lead over the Spanish Fort Dons. We'll be right back. Back with the second quarter of action. Spanish Fort trail the T-Birds by 2, Chris.
Yeah, they're trying to bomb the T-Birds with some threes, and they've hit a couple, but they sure have missed a fair share as well.
Jax Tobiasen into the game for Spanish Fort. He'll be battling Kafusi underneath, and he was supposed to be on the roll after that pick. Didn't quite get there, and that one thrown into the 3rd row. And the turnover will give it back to the T-Birds.
Don's picking up their second turnover of the half. I thought that pass was coming to us there for a minute.
Needed one more hop and it had it. Britton Covey out front for Timpview. Takes it in, look underneath, Baxter with it. Covey out front, fakes a 3, takes a 2, drains a 2. And Covey with his second bucket of the game has 4.
Timpview and Spanish have been running the ball, running their offenses fairly quick. Both teams have missed a lot of shots, but at this pace, if one team starts to hit, you could see a big lead up here.
17-13 lead for Timpview. Tobiasen misses from the free throw line area, and Covey with the board. Baxter, left side, they're looking back to him. Gavin Baxter underneath, bumped and a foul. They're going to call it against
travel.
Timpview. Oh, a travel. So the Dons are bringing in their starting lineup in a big substitution.
Timpview's going to press here.
He'll do it. Santiago out as the ball tipped. The Dons get it across. Anderson left open, drains it. Taylor Anderson's first bucket.
Picks up his first bucket of the game. Dons trailing by 2.
Gabe Reed can't make the shot. Rebound. Connor Anderson, and Reed committing the foul against Connor.
Foul on number 23, Gabe Reed.
5 team fouls against Timpview. That's 4 against Spanish Fork. Covey out of the ball game. Wilson coming in, and also back in the game, Bollinger.
I think if you're the Dons, you want to get Schofield involved down low against this man-to-man defense, have him post up and maybe spread it out a little bit. That is if they can get the ball across the timeline.
Reese does so. Had to take care of it all by himself. Looking low, Bowman on the base. Reese, 3, no. He's been a little off here early, hasn't yet to make a shot.
Well, I think their theory is if they shoot enough, they'll eventually go in, but so far it's been a struggle.
Long 3 by Baxter. Gavin Baxter with 5.
Now this press will wear an offense out. Spanish Fork's got to have a little patience here, work it around. They really have struggled this season against a man-to-man defense.
Dons with it. They look underneath. Back out. Anderson had a shot. Didn't take it. Does. Drains it.
Anderson for 2.
Taylor Anderson, 2 buckets. And he has 4 and a timeout on the floor called by Timpview.
Anderson's keeping Spanish Fork in this theme here in the second period.
30-second timeout will give us an opportunity
Spanish Fork.
Thank the car guys for sponsoring tonight's instant replays. They offer the best prices on vehicles in the Spanish Fork area. Knowledgeable sales representatives are committed to providing you with a no-pressure buying experience. 872 North Main Street in Spanish Fork, 794-0077. Or you can shop for your vehicle right on their website. Visit them at thecarguysut.net.
I actually went out to the website today, and they've got a nice selection of SUVs, trucks, and sedans on that site. Most of them had low miles, and most of them were 2014, 2013 cars. You still have the factory warranty.
Calvin Yaud and Randy Brailsford, they're ready to make you a great deal. So go visit them. So with the ball, Levi Wilson across the timeline. Dons bring Tanner Argyle back into the game to run the point for Spanish Fork. Reed off the spin. Gabe Reed's second bucket. He has 4.
Timpview's starting to heat it up. They've hit their last 3 shots.
Tanner Argyle bumped and fouled. So that'll put the Dons in bonus on the next one.
Foul number 11, Wilson.
Wilson picking that one up. That's his second. Colson Santiago into the ball game. They're going to give Gavin Baxter a break. So 2 Santiagos, Seth and Colson. Not of the same size for sure. I don't know how about the relation.
When I heard the name Santiago, I just think of Chile for some reason.
Capital. Bump and a foul. Schofield shooting 2.
Santiago is definitely a basketball name in the Utah County area.
Yeah, Provo. Santiago's. I think these might be their kids. Might be. First of 2 knocked down for Schofield. 6 points for him to this point. One more for Hunter. Off the front of the iron. Tipped out, though, and the Dons have it. Another opportunity for Spanish Fork. Right-hander for Schofield just off the back of the iron.
That was a great job by Parker Bowman tipping up, but they don't get back on D.
Bollinger alone.
Timpview's beat him down the court a couple of times tonight. Spanish Fork's not getting back, and I think some of that might have to do with this press.
Bump and a foul. So Timpview getting aggressive. But it's keeping the Dons, hopefully it's going to keep the Dons close here in the first half as Timpview's starting to knock down everything.
And that's Big foul as Brenton Covey picks up his second one, the point guard for Timpview.
First for Anderson. Got it. Taylor with 5 points. He'll get one more. On its way, rattles off. So the Dons only 50%. 3 of 6 from the charity stripe.
A couple of their wins can be credited for their free throw shots as Santiago. Colson Santiago hits the 3.
First 3 of the game for him. He just entered the game in an 8-point Timpview lead.
Timpview's played a number of guys, and that's why they can get away with pressing here.
Money can't convert. Here come the T-Birds. They're pushing hard. Wilson all alone. The Dons need a timeout.
Yeah, they need to regroup or settle down a little bit.
Out front, Reese takes it in, back out. 3 ball on its way and missed by Taylor Anderson. Here come Timpview. Reed. We got to stop the bleeding somehow, and the Dons aren't even using a timeout here, down 12.
Yeah, Timpview's doing a great job of getting the rebound.
And getting back.
Getting back in transition and getting buckets off it. Easy buckets.
Wilson just picked up his 3rd foul for Timpview.
Foul number 11, Wilson, his 3rd foul.
So that'll be 1-1 for Spanish Fork, and
this will be the last 1-1 opportunity this half. They'll be shooting 2 next time. And Spanish Fork's got to do a better job of getting back on defense.
Yeah, I was going to say that the last 3 possessions, Timpview's just blown by the Dons, the 2 guys that were remaining on the floor down there.
Yeah, they're going to run them out of this ball game if they're not careful.
First one good for Reese. He'll get one more.
Reese has done a lot of damage in region play from behind the stripe.
Particularly against Provo last week. 14 of his 19 points came behind the free throw line.
Might need some of that tonight, and that could be the key as Reese driving to the basket and picking up some fouls on some of these T-Birds.
31-21 lead for Timpview. No fast break this time. Let's see if the Dons can stop him.
Dons need a stop here for sure.
Bollinger underneath. One left-hand dribble, holds it up, back out to Reed. Reed to Santiago. Nakua underneath. Bollinger's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots.
And pick up Schofield here for his 2nd foul and kind of disagrees a little bit.
Nonetheless, 2 shots coming for Gabe Reed, who has 6, or excuse me, it's Bollinger who has 6.
Bollinger just a junior here for Timpview.
He was 2 for 2 before that one and misses a first. He'll get one more.
Dons have really struggled this quarter. How many points you got him down for?
8 points.
8 points.
Second, good. 7 for Bollinger, and the Dons throw it away.
That's just their 2nd turnover, but the problem is they've missed a lot of 3-point shots that have gone long, allowing Timpview to run, and this turnover is definitely not going to help.
2:31 on the clock, an 11-point T-Birds lead, and the turnover the other way. Reese gets past the D and scores. Benson Reese, first field goal of the game. He's got 4.
Maybe that'll turn some of the momentum the Dons' way here as they need everything they can to get back in this ball game.
Nakua, left side to Bollinger. Dons fighting for it and getting it. Another turnover. Anderson to Reese. 3 ball. Yes, sir, Benson Reese. And the Dons. We have a foul against who? And did they count that bucket?
I don't know.
The bucket goes, and the foul will be against Timpview and a 1-1. Wow, so the Dons get the 3 and they get a 1-1.
Well, they should be shooting 2
Or,
here.
excuse me, 2 shots. They have it right now.
Yeah,
They
now they're
signaled
saying 2
1-1.
because that's the 10th.
So Connor Anderson to the line for 2.
Yeah, they're saying Colson Santiago pushed there, and they'll pick up the foul.
Wow, what a turn of events. The
Or at least
Dons,
they think
things
it's
were
coming.
looking grim 20 seconds ago, Chris.
Yeah, they've made a little 6-0 run here, and they've cut the lead to 5.
5.
Yeah, down by 11, and nothing was going the Dons' way. And Benson Reese put this team on his back and has willed them back into this game. And wow, looking at that foul on Colson Santiago, that might have been a little ticky-tack.
Misses a second, a rebound for Timpview as the Dons right back in it. It was looking ugly there for a minute, but you see what a run can do for you, Chris.
And back-to-back
Another
turnovers.
turnover, yes it is, and a foul.
That's 3 turnovers in a row, and Timpview only has 5 in this ball game.
So Covey will pick that foul up, and going to the line will be Jax Tobiasen for 2.
Timpview trying to give this or allow
That's-
Spanish Fork back into this game.
Yeah, and on top of that, that is 3 fouls against Britton Covey. Tobiasen misses a first. The Dons ugly from the free throw line in comparison to the other games the Dons have played this week when Spanish Fork has been able to free throw shoot their way to wins.
And they've struggled tonight.
Still, Dons not hitting those free throws when they need them, and the ball kicked away. The Dons will get it back on another turnover by the T-Birds. As long as they're not shooting, the Dons seem safe to me.
Yeah. Well, that's probably safe to say for every team, but that is 4 turnovers in the last 4 trips down the court for Timpview here. That's insane.
Full timeout, we'll take it. 1:34 left. Timpview 32, the Dons 27 here on Spanish Fork 17. We welcome you back to Spanish Fork High School as Spanish Fork with
They're trailing
they're
by
trailing
5.
by 5, but we see the players scoring on the monitor there.
And really,
Dons,
it's been Taylor Anderson here in this second period, keeping him in this game, and a couple of critical turnovers by
not
Timpview.
to mention Benson Reese. He's got 7 in the quarter all by himself. So out front, Anderson to Reese. Dons trying to work it around, get it back out. Taylor, shot up, no, and a foul against Spanish Fork. Jax Tobiasen will pick it up. That'll be 16 fouls for the Dons, so 1-1 coming for Timpview on the next.
That's just Tobiasen's first free throw there. And they might need him a little later in the ball game down the stretch with all the size Timpview has.
And no Dons with more than 2. Timpview has a couple of their key players with 3.
Yeah, Britton Covey and Levi Wilson with 3 apiece here early on.
Yeah, both guards. Underneath, the ball kicked back out. 3 ball by Baxter. No. Ball on the floor. We got a foul. Who's it against? Who's it against? Who's it against?
I think it's
Tobiasen. Tobiasen second. 1-1.
That looked like a jump ball from my angle, but I didn't see everything down low.
Get a little better angle there. Oh, I don't see a foul there, Chris. But we weren't that close.
And that's very hard for the official down there that's on that other side calling the foul, and there is a little bit of a discussion here.
Yeah, Timpview trying to put their best free throw shooter on the line, and the officials discussing who's going to get it. Are they going to let Santiago take him? Oh no, was he the one involved in that one? Timeout. I don't know if it's just going to be a 30-second thing. It looks like the officials are still talking it over.
They're still trying to decide who's going to shoot here. And
If we could, I don't know if we have that replay again, we could look at that. Maybe we could take the monitor down to them.
yeah, that would be that'd be cool if we could wave them up here and say, "Hey, official."
Oh yeah, it was Santiago.
It was Santiago
Yep,
there.
no doubt about it. So he will be going to the line for 1-1.
Maybe the discussion was whether he was shooting or not.
Hope not. So 2 shots for Cesc Santiago. Or excuse me, 1-1. Hits the first. So it'll be 2 shots now. It's his first point of the game. Eight scorers so far in the game for Timpview. Misses a second, rebound to Baxter. The ball stripped away by Reese.
Great job by Reese that time as he picks up his 3rd steal of the quarter.
Benson out front, guarded closely by Santiago. 40 on the clock. Tanner Argyle also out there with him.
Yeah. Timpview went off on a great run this quarter, and Spanish Fork's done well to stop it.
Timpview gets a steal, Nakua. To Reed, back out.
Travel.
And a travel, the Dons will get it. And the Dons got stuck out front with the ball. They could not get it out of the hands of the guards. And Hunter Schofield, not even on the floor right now, has been really quiet here in the second quarter, just 1.
He's taken a couple of deep shots, but Timpview's been pushing him further outside this game.
Too much holding on. Reese for 3, no rebound. Tanner Argyle back out front, 4 on the clock. Bowman has to jack one up, he can't get it off, and that will end the second quarter. Ugh. I need a rest here. What about you, Chris?
That's why they invented halftime, so we could drink Pepsi and rest, I believe.
That's what we're going to do. We'll take a break. 27 Spanish Fort, 33 Timpview as we head into the half here on Spanish Fort 17. halftime here at Spanish Fork High School. I'm trying to get our volume adjusted here a little bit. Chris Hurst, this first half. Look at that stat sheet. Have you seen that in many players that have scored in a half in your life?
Both teams are spreading the production out. Timpview's playing 10, 11 guys deep, and they're pressing here. They're running hard, but I think the key in this ball game might be foul trouble.
Yeah, definitely. Timpview, they have a couple of players with 3 fouls, and they're a couple of their big-time guards. If Spanish Fork can keep them in foul trouble, the Dons are looking to be able to dig their way out of this 6-point deficit now at 33-27.
Yeah, it seems like when Britton Covey went down with his 3rd foul, they had a hard time moving the ball around, and they started turning it back over, and that got Spanish Fork back in this game, or they might be trailing by 20 at this point.
Benson Reese led the Dons. All of his points came in the second quarter, but he led the Dons with 7 points. And with 6 points, Hunter Schofield behind him. He was silenced in the second quarter, Chris, and that's a big deal. The Dons need to get him back into the swing of things in the second half if they want to have a chance.
Yeah, and Reese got a lot of his points off of turnovers and balls in transition, so I think Spanish Fork's going to have to tighten the screws on defense tonight.
A.J. Bollinger led the way for Timpview with 7 points, but again, everybody, it seems, is getting into the offense for both teams. We'll probably expect more of that in the second half, Chris.
Yeah, I would expect a lot of scoring by multiple players in this half, and it should be a barn burner.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. 33-27 is the lead for the Timpview T-Birds. We'll take a break and be right back with the second half just after this. Again, we welcome you back to Spanish Fork High School, 33-27. Dons with a 6-point deficit to overcome here in this second half. We want to thank the Car Guys and MVP Sports for being our sponsors in this one, Chris. And it seems to me that Timpview really got on a scoring run, but then the Dons, were able to pick up a few turnovers. If they want to win this game, they're going to have to keep that kind of pace up and getting the guards involved. Benson Reese came up with 3 huge steals in that second quarter. Yeah,
and if they don't pick up turnovers, they're going to have to pick up the shooting because they had a lot of open looks from behind the arc and were not able to connect. And I don't know if that's the answer or if they want to try and go inside a little bit more, but if they're going to shoot it from behind the arc, they're going to have to start hitting some of those big shots.
Patriotism abounds here at Spanish Fork High School. Underneath Nakua early on for Timpview with the bucket. Samson Nakua, that's his first bucket of the game.
So now everybody that dressed for Timpview scored now.
Yeah, and especially a starter in Nakua. Outside, Parker Bowman, left-hander no. Driving to the hoop, couldn't get the bucket to go, and here come the T-Birds.
I think they've got the right idea driving. They just got to make some of those easier shots.
Covey works it around the perimeter, bumped and fouled. Somebody caught him with a knee. Let's see who it will be. They're going to get it on Schofield.
That's his 3rd.
Yeah.
Schofield comes in averaging 18.5 points a game. It's really put this team on his back this year, and that's why they got the 3-0 record here in region play.
Yeah, he's got 6 points to this point. As I mentioned in our halftime break, the Dons going to need to see more from him as Bollinger knocks down the shot, and he has 9. 10-point lead again for Timpview. Coming out hot, the Dons yet to score till Schofield gets hold of it. Now has 8.
And it feels like at any moment Schofield can explode, and the Dons are going to need him to do that here tonight.
Yeah. A lot of tape on the left hand of Gavin Baxter, the leading scorer for Timpview. I don't know what he's done, but he's got a couple of fingers taped together on that left hand. See if that'll disrupt him offensively. He hasn't had the best of games, only 5, and he's the leading scorer for the T-Birds. Knocks down the 3. I need to shut my mouth. 8 points.
Well, apparently the tape's not affecting his shot. Timpview is not, I don't think they've missed a shot here to start the third quarter. They're just on fire.
Nakua knocks it out of bounds. The Dons will get it back. Substitution already. Jason Money will take Schofield out of the game.
And that takes a lot of height off the court there.
Yeah.
Timpview's been dominating in this period down low. Jason Money's not going to help. He can get the ball in.
Dons get it in. Reese right side. Benson looking low, finds Jason Money, goes up with the right hand and scores it. Money with 4. Haven't seen a lot of scoring from him in this in-region play. He's got 4 tonight. Nakua.
It's been played sparingly, but Dons could use help from anywhere tonight as they trail by 11.
Yeah, Timpview not missing so far in the second half. Foul by Nakua over the back. Jason Money.
And Timpview might be a little frustrated coming into this game with a 1-2 record. They've definitely played with a high level of intensity so far.
Connor Anderson to Parker Bowman out front. Looking low. Nakua ends up with a steal. And a nice job by Reese to knock it out of the hands of Gavin Baxter before he's able to throw another one down.
Great job by Reese getting back. Spanish Fork struggled with getting back at times, and great job by Reese getting down there, and that was going to be a dunk.
Yeah, for sure. Until he found out there wasn't a ball to dunk. Levi Wilson right side to Nakua. They look underneath to Bollinger. The Dons need to be careful with him. Look underneath. Baxter triple teamed. Nearly a jump ball. Reese all over it. And Wilson unable to convert.
Yeah, Wilson saw a little crease in the defense and was unable to connect.
Money underneath. Swatted away by Nakua. On the other end. Timpview in transition. Wilson left side to Baxter. With Parker Bowman on him. Dons in a zone defense. Right side Nakua. Wilson. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Jason Money. Dons.
I was going to say, I wonder how long they can keep Schofield in on the bench down by 11.
Yeah. Dons are going to need some offensive production. Just 4 points in the first 3.5 minutes here of the second half. All knocked out of bounds, went off the leg.
It went off his foot.
Oh, they give it back. It looked like it went off Nakua. So Britton Covey will inbound. Covey back to Wilson out front. Wilson dribbles into traffic, ball swatted away. Connor Anderson with it, gets it to Parker Bowman and clears it. Bring it up the court right side. To Benson Reese.
Yeah, Spanish Fork has not been handling this man-to-man defense very well at all in this third quarter.
Taylor Anderson unable to convert. Timpview on the board. Covey on the other end. Up and in. Britton Covey with 6 points. And a 13-point lead for Timpview, their biggest of the game. Benson Reese out front. Dribbles into traffic, has to hold it up.
It feels like we're to the point of the game, if Spanish Fork doesn't make a run soon, that Timpview will have control of this ball game.
A foul called against Baxter. I think that's a ton of foul trouble on him, is it?
It's his first.
It's his first.
Just first one of the game.
Played pretty much a majority of the first half. Sat out for a minute or two in the second quarter, but just one foul on the scoring machine for the T-Birds.
Yeah, he's got like go-go gadget arms down there too.
Yeah. Underneath, another turnover by Spanish Fork. Nakua to Covey. Covey slows it up and scores.
It's turning into the Britton Covey show now.
Dons have been outscored 13-4 here in the third quarter. 3:10 remaining. 46-13 46-31. Timpview with the lead, and full timeout will take it here on Spanish Fork 17. 46-31. Timpview with the lead, and Chris, the Dons have yet to find a single score in double digits yet.
Well, and usually the two guys that are in double digits, Benson Reese and Schofield, have struggled at times. Benson Reese did make a nice little run there in the second period, but for the most part, Timpview's kept those two in check. And they've done a great job of spreading out the scoring themselves.
They have. They've got 4 different scores here in the third quarter. The Dons have just 2 and a bucket apiece. 13-4 is the score in the third quarter, 46-31 overall. 3 ball by Reese. Need it, didn't get it. Rebound by the Dons. Reese gets another go. Misses again, and Money pulled to the floor, no whistle.
I don't know what the shooting percentage is for the Dons behind the arc, but they have struggled mightily.
Bollinger.
And they've struggled to get back on defense.
11 for him, leading the way for Timpview. Schofield out front, shot up, no. Dons just cannot take the lid off the bucket.
Sometimes it's not your night, and it's looking that way for the Dons.
17-point Timpview lead at 48-31. Team that was defeated twice last week against Maple Mountain and Provo. You know they're going to come into this game ready to avenge, and they're, that's most dangerous team is the Mad team. Baxter, Bollinger, Covey. No. Rebound tipped out. Dons get it. Left side. Argyle drains a 3. Maybe he's your secret. He has 8 in the ball game.
That's his second 3, and he's been the only one that's looked comfortable shooting that 3-point shot.
He had one other attempt that just rattled out. It was a nice shot, but apparently Tanner Argyle feeling it a little bit tonight with 8.
And Timpview's just content here to run some clock because they have a 14-point lead.
Timpview interested in that clock management. Argyle averaging 1.7 a game, and Covey misses a layup. Dons convert here, especially on a long one, and things could, momentum could change quick.
And it's going to have to change in a hurry. And it seems like in high school basketball, when a team starts to slow the clock down, they play like a prevent offense, and they just let the other team back in it. We've seen that happen in many a ball games this season.
Let's not excuse our own Spanish Fork Dons.
They've been the main culprit I've seen this season.
Clock management could be a detriment from time to time. Well, it's not too late in a game. Schofield can't convert. Reese dribbles into traffic, puts one up. He's fouled by Nakua.
That'll be Nakua's third, I believe.
3 fouls for Samson Nakua.
Refs have been a little light on the whistles. That's only the 4th foul both teams combined in this half.
Expected a lot more than that, especially in the third quarter as things were starting to turn Timpview's way. Benson Reese knocks down the first of 2. He'll get one more. Timpview bringing some subs into the ball game. Colson Santiago in, as well as Seth Santiago, as both go for Benson Reese. He's 4 for 4 tonight.
I'm very impressed with the depth at which Timpview has. It seems like they can go 9, 10 guys, where Spanish Fork's got 7 or 8, it seems like they can score.
Underneath Santiago, Seth Santiago, fouled by Schofield, 4 on him.
I think you got to keep him in. They're going to bring in Connor Anderson. But at some point you need Schofield in there for his offense.
Yeah, 4 on Hunter, not a good sign. 2 shots for Seth Santiago. He's now 2 for 3. He'll get one more. as Connor Anderson does, sub in for Hunter Schofield. Thank MVP Sports for sponsoring tonight's MVP of the game. As the second one missed, the Dons get the rebound. 72 North Main is where you can find MVP, 798-3587. Sporting goods for every season. Underneath, bucket good for Jason Money. He has 6. It was at Argyle.
It was Money that time, picking up 6. Doing a little
Argyle over the PA.
Well, Money found himself open there underneath.
Yeah, got the 3 one. And it's a 9-point game. Covey with the right hand, no good, and a foul against Santiago. And Spanish Fork wants a technical foul after Nakua bumps the ball. I don't
That's
see any big
no
need
harm,
for
no
that.
foul.
Yeah.
It's not volleyball, but still.
Could understand if it made it into the 10th row. But see that replay, you'll see it. Bonk. So, Dons with .8. Just enough to maybe launch one, and the Dons just let it run. The Dons hanging in. Seems that at times Timpview has started to run away with it. Spanish Fork edging their way back into it. It's a 9-point deficit, or excuse me, 11-point deficit. 49-38 lead for the Timpview T-Birds here on Spanish Fork 17. Trying to usher Timpview back into this ball game as the Dons will get the ball to begin the fourth quarter. An 11-point deficit, 49-38. Chris, the Dons need to avoid an early Timpview run here, especially with Hunter Schofield on the bench.
And they're going to have to get hot and hurry, and they're going to have to create some turnovers if they want to get back in this ball game.
Benson Reese, the Dons going with a basically 4 guards.
I think you need to put Schofield in, even though he has 4 fouls sooner rather than later.
See what the Dons can do with these guards out there. There's not going to be much time to do much. Anderson for 3, drains it. Taylor Anderson with 8. Dons with 3 players with 8 points, including Tanner Argyle and Hunter Schofield. 9 points for Benson Reese. The outside 3 ball on the way in, missed by Colson Santiago, and here come the Dons in transition. Reese underneath, no. And over the back, they're going to get
That's Kafusi.
Kafusi on the foul, and I believe that's just 2 for him.
Yeah, but great job by Jason Money, who gives up 5 or 6 inches to Kafusi getting that great position.
So an 8-point lead now for Timpview. The Dons starting this fourth quarter out by knocking down a 3, and see if the Dons can get some momentum out there right now. Ball knocked away. Hunter Schofield is in the game.
Yeah, we mentioned they're hanging around here. They're like that cat on the poster. I just don't know how long they can hang in to this ball game before.
Sorry about that. Anyway, Timpview with the ball.
We got enough cords around us. It's amazing.
Yeah,
It doesn't happen more
bump
often.
one and it can be disastrous. The Dons on the rebound after the miss. Arms everywhere. Timpview has committed 5 fouls. The Dons just 2 here in the second half.
Yeah, and if you're Spanish, you can't have too many empty possessions as Baxter picks up his second.
Another foul against Timpview. The Dons will be 1-1 from here on, and that could be a big difference maker going forward in this game. Clock stoppage points could be huge for Spanish.
Yeah, if they can get some of those shots, free throws as you mentioned with the clock not moving, that is huge.
Baxter picking up that second foul. Timeout on the floor, 32nd. Let us thank the car guys for sponsoring our instant replays tonight. 872 North Main in Spanish Fork, 794-0077. Visit them online at thecarguysut.net. Strive to be the go-to dealer for pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. for everyone living in the Spanish Fork area. And make sure you find the vehicle that meets your needs and fits your individual budget. Stop by the dealership tomorrow because they're not closed.
They're now closed.
At Current. They're now closed at Current. You can even go to their website at thecarguysut.net and look over the inventory. Okay, the Dons have it, 6:32 remaining. 8-point game, Connor Anderson. Nobody moving to clear him a lane, but he gets it out to Tanner Argyle.
Yeah, the Dons do not like to set a lot of screens, like to beat the man-to-man defense with a lot of one-on-one play.
Hunter Schofield, 6-point game. Baxter right side. Back out, Levi Wilson out front. See if Timpview still wants to run clock. That hasn't been turning out well for him.
It hasn't.
Gabe Reed dribbles into traffic, nearly turns it over. Gavin Baxter, and a foul against Timpview. They tee up Kathusi.
So that'll give him foul number 3 and 4, and that is huge. That'll get Spanish Fork back in this ball game.
No, it's definitely, you get 2 shots in the ball, they're going to get 4 shots. Because of the initial foul, they put them 1 and 1. I don't know how they're going to do this. They're probably going to go
They're going to go technical foul and then the 1 and 1, I believe.
Yeah,
Reese is at the line and Schofield will shoot after. But
do the Dons get the ball after as well? There's a question. I don't know how they're going to work this one out, but Kathusi.
I think they'll just line him up as normal. I'm not sure where they didn't have the ball.
Kathusi threw a little bit of a fit there, didn't he, Chris?
Well, he wasn't too happy. Let's see if we can see it here on the car, guys.
Benson Reese.
He makes the free throws, and we're watching the replay there.
He knocks down. I'll talk about the free throws. You talk about the replay. We'll keep showing it. It'll be okay. Both of them go for Benson Reese. He has 11 points on the night. Now Hunter Schofield to the line.
Question is, are they going to put the points on the board?
Yeah, we need points on the board. That'd help. So it's 45-49. The Dons have the ball.
I thought they'd be shooting 1 and 1 there.
So did I. They still haven't put the points on the board. Scoreboard operator is said you're going to give them those points or not.
Usually you see that at an away game. We did see earlier where Provo decided to run 40 seconds off the clock because they were trailing for no reason.
45-49, a 4-point game. The Dons have clawed their way right back into this one. Benson Reese out front. See if the Dons can overcome a deficit tonight. We've seen them play from in front to behind as Reese knocks down the shot. He's got 13. 2-point game.
Timpview's really struggled here in this period. Have they even scored?
Nothing. Nakua for 3, drains it. Trying to put their momentum back on Timpview's side.
Great showmanship by Nakua that time as he gives the 3 goggles to the Don's student body.
Benson Reese right side, trying to create space, gets it to Hunter Schofield. Schofield into traffic, shot up, got it. Schofield with 12. He's got 4 in the quarter. The 2 scores from the Dons coming alive here in the 4th quarter. See if we can keep Schofield out of foul trouble, and Reese commits a foul. 3 team fouls against the Dons, and Reese with just 1.
Just 1. That's not a big foul. That stopped a drive by Baxter that time. That's a good foul.
And Schofield was just kind of trying to dodge him there.
Right, he's playing
so
Matador with 4 fouls at this point.
Probably a good foul there. Underneath, Bollinger. He's got Schofield on him. He spots him, and a charging foul against Timpview. And the Timpview bench and fan base lose it here at Spanish Fork High.
I've just got 1 foul on Bollinger, which is really shocking. He hustles down the court every time.
Well, he knows he was gonna create contact, and you know that Schofield is just going to do what he did, even if he might have earned some showmanship there.
And the Oscar goes to Hunter Schofield.
That's 19 fouls against Timpview. The Dons are shooting 2 on every foul. On the other end, the bucket for Taylor Anderson. 10 for him.
10 minutes ago, I wouldn't have told you that Spanish Fork would have made a comeback, but every time they're down, they get themselves back in these ball games.
Nakua to the base. Nobody there to defend him. Samson Nakua with 9 all coming here in the second half.
He's got all 5 of the T-Birds points here as well.
Reese! 15 for Benson and a foul against the Dons. That'll be against Taylor Anderson. A 1-point game at 54-53.
And what's on the line is huge. Spanish Fork would go 4-0 in region, and Timpview would drop to 1-3. Timpview was picked to win this region.
Yeah.
And they could easily be 3-0. They're just a couple baskets away.
Exactly. Salem, the team tonight that gets it off. So Salem Hills is not playing tonight. Maple Mountain, who are they playing tonight, Chris? At Springville, I think?
Yeah, and then they got up next Friday, Spanish Fork at Maple Mountain.
Baxter with the bucket. He has 10. Spanish Fork seeing a little more full court pressure from Santiago. Ball knocked away. On the floor, Reese gets it. Fouled, nothing. Oh, they do call it. Reese going to the line for 2. Again, the spot the Dons are all in right now, getting 2 shots from here on. That's big in a close game.
It is, and it's huge, especially when you got big free throw shooters like Benson Reese, who we mentioned had 14 against Provo just from behind the free throw stripe and ended up with 19 in that ball game.
First of 2 goes Benson Reese, 7 of 7.
I believe he made his first 8 or 9 in that game as well.
He did. Dons made their first 17 as a team. Second, drains it. Benson Reese, 8 points in the quarter, 17 overall.
Yeah, he's making a push to be the MVP player of the game. MVP Sports MVP player of the game.
Ball on the floor loose. Timpview gets it back. Dons are looking for their first lead in eternity, it seems like. Covey got it. Britton Covey with 10. Timeout Timpview before the Dons get inbound. 3:04 remaining. 58-55 T-Birds. Will it be Fuller half? We'll see. Just checking on how many he's got. They want a full timeout. We'll take it. 3:04 remaining. 58-55 for the T-Birds. Alan Huff, Chris Hurst with you here at the Don Dome, Spanish Fork High School. The Dons down by 3. You see the foul trouble for Spanish Fork. Hunter Schofield with 4.
Yeah, he's the only one that they've got to worry about. They only have 14 fouls in the half. You might want to pick one up here and there just to get yourself in the bonus opportunity if you need Timpview to shoot a couple shots late.
It's been pretty important that Schofield has remained on the floor for Spanish Fork. Playing with 4 fouls for a long time.
Timpview's really struggled in this 4th period and let Spanish Fork back in this game.
Again, free throws are going to be big for Spanish Fork in these final 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Just for the fact that they're going to be 2 shots from here out. They've only committed 4 in the half. Reese, right side. Taking it to the rack. Goes up. He's fouled. Going to the line for 2. Santiago visibly upset by it. But when you have your arms extended horizontally instead of vertically, I don't know what you have to complain about.
He had no position there. And Benson Reese is great at picking up a foul on a defender, and he goes right up into Santiago like he's supposed to.
Kevin Santiago, the head coach for the T-Birds upset, and the first free throw missed by Reese all game long.
It bounced in. Hit the front of the rim and bounced in.
Never mind.
Looked like
Apparently
it didn't go in.
I'm not paying close enough attention. I'm watching Santiago. So, Reese still perfect, 19 for Benson. In a 1-point game once again. Nakua out front. Bollinger trying to find Covey. Cutting. Passing lane was cut off, and a foul against the Dons. They're going to call it against Tanner Argyle.
It's just Argyle's first foul. Nobody in real foul trouble except for the superstar Schofield for the Dons. Dons get a stop here. They could take the lead.
Yeah, Schofield has 12 points. So he hasn't been carrying the offensive load, but having him out there has cleared space. Block shot. Timpview comes up with it nonetheless. Bollinger against Schofield. Misses. And he gets his own rebound. And a foul against the Dons. Spanish Fort just cannot get position against Timpview.
And you got to credit A.J. Bollinger. He is like a bull in a china cupboard down there getting those offensive rebounds.
Creating a lot of problems. I mean, he's getting rebounds off his own shots that he misses from 4 feet away. Timeout Timpview. Spanish Fort taking it a 30-second. So again, Chris, let us quickly take a look and then we'll discuss a little more about this game. But the Dons coming up Friday at Maple Mountain. Our other crew will be covering that one. We'll have to wait to do that Maple Mountain game on February 18th. But Maple Mountain Friday night, that one could get crazy, Chris. I think I'm just going to go to be there.
You're just going to go to the game to be there, and it should be exciting, and everybody else should. If you're not going to watch it on Channel 17, show up to that ball game. It's going to be a good one. Maple Mountain's not the biggest team, but they are scrappy and quick and athletic.
Cade Polson, the scorer for Maple Mountain, one to watch.
Should be a good matchup as Spanish Fort's currently leading the region, and Maple Mountain is one game behind him.
Yeah.
2-1. Or no, they're 3-1.
That's right. Nakua right side, breaks traffic, gets it out. Covey. 16 fouls now against Spanish Fort, so the next one will put Timpview to the line for 1-1. Nakua out front. Timpview wants to waste a little bit of clock here. Again, Chris, you've seen that bite some teams.
Yeah, and at some point the Dons put a little pressure on here, see if they can't create another turnover.
Covey.
Oh, great defense.
Jump ball, possession arrow, Timpview. So Timpview maintains possession. They want a foul. They won't get it.
That was great defensive play by Tanner Argyle as he sticks his paw out there and gets the jump ball with Britton Covey.
So Timpview will now have to inbound from underneath the basket. So they've got Baxter out near the free throw line. I'm sure they might back him up. No, he's going to the hoop. Santiago left side. Holds it up. Trying to find underneath Nakua, and they do. Timpview wearing this clock away.
They do not look comfortable running clock at all.
No.
If I were Coach Santiago, I'd just run my offense.
Nakua fouled. Connor Anderson picking that one up. I believe 3 on him.
That will be his 3rd foul. A little pressure here on Nakua as these free throws are huge. Timpview led by double digits for most of this second half.
So 2 shots for Samson Nakua. Yet to shoot a free throw tonight. Drops it. He's got 10.
And doing all of his damage here in the second half.
One more coming. Missed it deep. Dons need a rebound. They can't get it, and the bucket goes. A.J. Bollinger. You can't win it if you can't get those rebounds.
Now Bollinger must have a dozen offensive rebounds.
What do we have? Timeout. What's going on here? No timeout called. I don't know. And the discussion is,
I wonder if the clock didn't start.
they might have a clock issue, but they will inbound it here. Tanner Argyle will bring it in.
Dons need a bucket on this trip down.
Yeah, he's down 4 now. Spanish Fork, after not being able to pick up a rebound on that McClure free throw miss. The Dons have had serious issues of rebounding here in the second half. Actually, all throughout the game.
Yeah, and it's all been A.J. Bollinger for Timpview, who's just somehow he's able to slide through there with that big body and have his way.
Yeah, he's been knocking the Dons around. Only stands at 6'3", but he plays like a 7-footer. 2 shots for Hunter Schofield. Got it. Had to get some rim help.
Yeah, that wasn't the prettiest shot, but it'll do.
So one more coming for Hunter Schofield. He now has 13. One more for Hunter. Again, has to scare the entire crowd. But he gets it. Jason Money into the ball game to commit a foul.
Yeah, Spanish Fork basketball is not good for blood pressure. They have played a lot of tight games this season.
Yeah. It's been plenty of nail biters. And Timpview wants a timeout. What is he going to take? Looks like he's taking another 30-second timeout. So we have 1:02 remaining. MVP Sports is located 72 North Main in Spanish Fork, 798-3587 the number. You can visit online at mvpsportsutah.com. Customized uniform, equipment, shoes, sporting goods. You will find it all there. Your hometown sporting goods specialist since 1987. They will sponsor tonight's MVP of the game.
And this is a huge critical point in the game that Spanish Fork needs to get a stop. Maybe even commit a foul here if you get the right guy with the ball and see what you can do to win this game and go 4-0 in region. If you're Timpview, you're just trying to hang on to get a playoff spot at this point. If they lose, they'll drop to 1-3 in region play.
And we know that they're,
they were picked to win region.
They were picked to win region.
They've
and from
lost.
what we've seen tonight, they're a really, really tough team. And the Dons get that win, get this win tonight. That would just be devastating for Timpview at this point.
And everybody in Region 8 is a tough team, it turns out.
Ball nearly swatted away. The Dons commit a foul. Benson Reese fouling Levi Wilson, who's 1 of 2 to this point in the game from the line.
Yeah, and the Dons need to box out here. Bollinger's not in the game, but still they've had a trouble boxing out the T-Birds tonight.
Levi Wilson, 2 shots. And he's shooting a free throw. Looked like he was going to do it from the 3-point line. Missed it, and the Dons cannot pick up the rebound. Nakua trapped to Santiago.
I'd go foul Wilson right again. Yeah, Dons have struggled to get those rebounds, and that's one of the reasons Timpview's winning.
Anderson picking up the foul, send Covey to the line. 2 times down the floor, the last 2 times down the floor, the Dons have been unable to pick up a rebound on a missed free throw. I mean, you were already set up with possession, not even moving. Dons, if they get a rebound here, we'll call a timeout.
They got Jason Money down on the lower block, too.
And Parker Bowman outside. Interesting. Makes the first, does Covey. From now on, Timpview will be going 2 shots. 11 points for Britton Covey. The Dons have scored 21 points here in the 4th. Knocks down the 2nd. Most of them coming from the hand of Benson Reese. The Dons take a timeout. 34.5 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Dons will have to try and extend this game out as long as possible by fouling and
full timeout. Yeah.
And hope Timpview misses some shots.
Full timeout. 63-59 the lead for Timpview. We'll be right back. The Dons down by 4 with 34.5 seconds left, Chris. Got to make your opportunity on this trip down the floor count.
Yeah, an empty possession here pretty much puts another nail in the coffin, and looks like Timpview might pull out the victory here tonight if the Dons don't score.
That's right. But on the other end, the Dons need to pick up rebounds from free throw misses. There was a couple of misses. The Dons were unable to do it. So, Spanish Fork will inbound. Taylor Anderson working against Levi Wilson of the T-Birds. Got to get a shot here soon. Reese into traffic. Right-hander won't go. Nakua with the rebound and a foul. Is that against Schofield?
That is against Schofield, and he has been disqualified.
Hunter Schofield picking up his fifth. He'll finish with 14 points for Spanish Fork tonight. Nakua will get 2 free throws on this trip down the floor. So that'll bring Jason Money off the bench for the Dons.
So the Dons can hope for a miss here, and if you're Timpview, you have the opportunity to put this ball game away pretty much with these free throws.
Nakua, perfect. 11 points for Nakua. Knocks down the free throw. 12 for Samson Nakua, all coming in the second half. Tanner Argyle needs to hit across the timeline quickly. And
we're going to have to shoot a 3 quick here.
Yeah, you just can't do it.
Turn it over.
It's over. Nakua all alone, alley-oop. And a throwdown by Gavin Baxter for emphasis. That'll do it. The Dons valiantly fought, and they had to fight hard in the fourth quarter, just unable to come up with the victory over the Timpview T-Birds tonight, Chris.
Yeah, and Timpview came at them with all guns because they are 1-2 in region, and we're just fighting to get back in this thing, into the playoff picture. So they pick up the victory, but for Spanish Fork, they've trailed multiple times by double digits, but did a great job to get back in this game and fight hard. Just didn't have enough in the tank to finish it.
So Spanish Fork will go to 3-1. Timpview back to 2-2 in this region, Chris. And supposing Maple Mountain gets a win tonight, we got a tie at the top of the region, and the 2 top teams going to war Friday night.
Assuming Maple Mountain won, they'll be 4-1, and that will be the battle for the top of Region 8, and that'll be a huge game right here on SFCN.
We're looking forward to that for sure. We're going to invite you already to tune in for that one if you're not going to be visiting that contest at Maple Mountain High School on Friday night. But for now, Chris, let's talk about the things the Dons did to get back into the game and didn't do to eventually lose the game.
I think the key was they missed a lot of big shots, a lot of three-pointers, fell behind early, but then they tightened up the screws on defense and got back in this game, created some turnovers.
Yeah, those turnovers were huge. 21 points in the fourth quarter for Spanish Fork after an abysmal 11-point third quarter. Like you said, we were entering the fourth quarter just with our heads bowed in silence and sadness. But that fight back, it's a good thing to see going ahead against some of these other tougher opponents.
Yeah, and they should hold their heads up high. Timpview's a very good basketball team, picked to win region, lost a couple of tight battles, and they came in here angry.
MVP Sports sponsors the MVP of the game. 72 North Main in Spanish Fork, 798-3587. And you can visit them online also at mvpsportsutah.com. Who's your MVP of the game, Chris?
I've got Benson Reese again tonight as the MVP. He just was the leader both on offense and defense, and he single-handedly put them back in this ball game in the second period where it looked like Timpview was going to get a 30-point lead and run them out of the building.
On top of that, perfect from the free throw line. I believe looks like he was 10 for 10 from the charity stripe, which is huge. I mean, when you're in a close game, Timpview had committed a lot of fouls, but he was creating opportunities to make it to the free throw line, and that helped the Dons get back in it, and he ended up with a big scoring night, especially in the second half.
Yeah, that's right. And if Spanish Fork were able to box out a little better, maybe the score would have been a little different tonight. But as it stands, Timpview gets the huge win and goes to 2-2 here in Region 8.
Hunter Schofield finishes with 14 for Spanish Fork, who couldn't overcome Samson Nakua's 12 points, all coming in the second half. A.J. Bollinger with 13, Gavin Baxter with 12. Timpview did an awesome job at just spreading it around and making the Dons respect everyone.
And they've done that all season, and that's great. When you get everybody involved, everybody plays a little harder on the defensive end. They box out a little harder, and that's usually what good teams do is they spread the love on the offensive end.
Yeah, the Timpview did that tonight. They come up with a 67-59 win. We would also like to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring tonight's instant replays. You can visit them at 872 North Main, 794-0077, or at thecarguysut.net. So once again, a thank to the Car Guys and MVP Sports for being a part of this contest by being here tonight. Nonetheless, the Dons suffering their first loss. What kind of attitude do you expect the Dons to see going into Maple Mountain? Are they going to go in hungry?
They better go in hungry, they better go in angry, and they better learn to box out. That's really what killed them tonight. Got to hit some of those shots, maybe practice some screens here and there, and they should be ready for Maple Mountain on Friday, and that'll be quite the matchup.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun one for everybody in town. We encourage you to be there, and if not, watch the game here on Channel 17.
And if you do go there, make sure you watch the replay on Channel 17.
Yeah, watch the replay or on youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. You can catch these games live for the live broadcast. So we encourage you to stay online, stay on the tube, never leave your couch. We're all good with that. Anyway, the final score again, 67 for the Timpview Thunderbirds, 59 for our hometown Spanish Fork Dons. I'm Alan Huff, along with Chris Hurst. From everybody from Spanish Fork 17, we thank you for joining us, and until next time, so long.